Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, everybody. My plan for tonight was primarily to do my monthly reading for March. And then I was going to do a free reading or two before logging off. Okay, so I'm only going to be doing the monthly reading for March. I'm not going to be doing a daily reading for next week. Just feeling a little tired. How are you? I'm feeling a little tired. How are you? Packing a bowl while I'm getting ready. All right. Got Danny Phantom on in the background. May or may not have been partial inspiration for my son's name. Woo! Ah, okay. So this is my crystal tarot deck. You don't see the chat. That's weird. Sometimes the chat malfunctions. If you leave and come back, it usually writes itself. Alrighty. On the one hand, this is cheap cardstock. On the other hand, I kind of like it just because it shuffles so well. Yep, I can see your comment just fine for your test, just so you're aware. All right, so this one is for the month of March. This is just a generic energy reading for March 2026. Okay, good. Yay, I'm glad it's working. So, starting at the beginning of the month for March, we have the Ace of Cups. There's some fulfillment, some emotional fulfillment coming in, kicking off the beginning of the month with the Ace of Cups. This is almost like a wish card too, because you have the dove dropping the coin into like almost a wishing well style cup that is overflowing. That is a good sign for the beginning of the month. For the middle of the month, we have the Seven of Cups reversed. This one can point to a little more confusion and obfuscation. We might be witnessing a little more discomfort and uncertainty toward the middle of March. I feel like there's a smudge on my camera. One second.
Just excuse me, dear, while I wipe this off your face.
Okay, there we go. All righty. Toward the end of the month of March 2026, We have the Eight of Cups. Wow, lots of cups. We have the Ace, 7, and then the 8. The Eight of Cups is a little bit more mournful. It usually points to moving on and a reminder to trust our intuition. Oh, all righty. Sorry.
I still can't get over that kid's name.
There's nothing wrong with the name Lucifer. Although my dad did laugh his ass off when I was watching Cinderella as a little kid and he realized the cat's name was Lucifer. He thought that was super funny. He couldn't believe a Disney movie had Lucifer as a cat's name.
It's just so named their child.
You know they named him after Supernatural's Lucifer. You just know it. Okay, so the central theme for the month of March. Many cards. The overall message for March. Oh, okay. The Page of Wands. Underneath that was the Queen of Cups, funny enough. So the Page of Wands represents new measurable growth. We are actually seeing how far we've come over the past however long it's been. It could be from the last year, since last March. It could be since the beginning of the year. It could just be a recognition of how far you've come over your lifetime, but you are actually measuring that growth. And it's a reminder to focus on the positives instead of the negatives. So starting with the beginning of the month with the Ace of Cups. And for reference, since we do have 3 cups, the cups represent the elemental suit of water and the water signs in astrology, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Cups are symbolic of emotions, feelings, love, and intuition. Beginning with the Ace of Cups, we will explore the universal meanings of each card. So starting with the Ace of Cups, this is for the beginning of the month of March. The gift of new love is presented. Be open to receiving this gift from the divine. The Ace of Cups signals the gift of a new beginning rooted in love and emotional experience. The hand of the divine emerges from a cloud, offering a golden chalice, the cup of love, from which 5 streams of water flow into a blooming lily pond. The streams of water tell us that the cup's influence can manifest in many different ways in our lives. A white dove symbolizes peace, and the water in its mouth represents a gift of connection to the divine. On a personal note, mine and my husband's anniversary is coming up at the very beginning of March, literally in the first 7 days. 7 of Cups. Towards the middle of the month. Okay, see what's bothering me now with the... Okay, that's a little bit better, at least on my end. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. Just make sure you understand your choices and have a solid plan before you act on your emotions. The reversed key meanings include illusions and confusion. The reverse 7 of Cups in your reading can warn that appearances are often deceiving. This is a reminder to beware of things that seem too good to be true. Be careful not to go all in on something that causes extreme emotions, since that feeling of intense excitement can vanish as quickly as it arrived. Look to see the underlying truth of each situation and proceed with caution. I know, that always drives me crazy that Aquarius is an air sign, not a water sign. That drives me fucking nuts. It's aqua, water. But no, it's air. It drives me crazy. The 8 of Cups is the end of the month. This is a really pretty card. Like, look how gorgeous that is. Never settle for good enough. The best option awaits you when you seek it. This card implies that your efforts have created the current results and you are satisfied with everything at present. but you will not be intoxicated in this situation. Because you know that the current situation may be temporary, or you cannot effectively grasp it just by your current strength, you need to do the action of self-growth, or make a breakthrough. Let yourself grasp the goal more effectively. Walking away and moving on are the key meanings for upright. And then finally, the overall message for the month of March is the Page of Wands. So we switch from the cups, which are emotional, to wands. Wands, just for reference, the elemental suit of fire, the fire signs in astrology, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Wands are symbolic of passion, creativity, ambition, and action. An easy way of remembering that wands are associated with creation, drive, and action is to think about the phrase waving a magic wand to make something appear instantly. Fire moves quickly and transforms every object it touches, just as a magician's wand triggers transformation through the power of intention. Remembering that wands are powerful tools of creation will help you learn this suit quickly and easily. For the Page of Wands, specifically for our message of March, the messenger of fire brings exciting news. Be open to adventurous opportunities. The Page of Wands is full of youthful energy and may represent a child or younger person, or even a message from your own inner child, urging you to be more playful and adventurous. The young page stands still, gazing at his wand as if he is imagining its endless uses. It is unusual to see him in motionless contemplation, a posture that reveals his connection to the earth element. He is both grounded and curious, a combination that allows him to play without getting hurt, as noted on his tunic by the salamanders, creatures with fireproof skin. So over this month of March, it's going to be a healthy mix. We're going to start off with a lot of pleasant feelings, some emotional happiness and fulfillment, even some romance and love. In the middle of the month, there's a little more confusion and a reminder that in order to make things go according to plan, you actually have to plan and you have to execute said plan. You can write a to-do list all day long, but unless you actually start checking things off, it doesn't really matter much. Towards the end of the month, there might be a bit of grief or uncertainty with where you'd like to go next. But the important thing is there's also satisfaction with how far you've come. You're looking back at your progress and you are happy about it. We, as a collective, might also be pointing to the fact that we are growing as a society, as a people, as a country, as a species. This is a good month for a lot of pain, a lot of pleasure, a lot of growth in general, which is with the pleasure aspect. The Page of Wands is reminding us to connect with our inner child, to remind ourselves what brings us joy at our core. Our inner children are begging to come out and play. They want to experience the life they were promised, that when we got older, we could make the rules, we could make a difference, we could make changes. And they are begging to come out and make that happen. I am very excited for what March will bring. And that's not just because it's my anniversary month. All right, so this is from March. Ooh, I'm so happy to hear you got some good news today. Oh, let's see. Awakened, you've missed my last few lives. Did you want to get a tarot reading for tonight? Anybody else in the chat, feel free to drop a request. I will do a couple of free readings before I log off for the night, which is going to be very soon, yes. That's why I am here on Substack and not TikTok, because on TikTok I got swamped last night. Really, really good. Yay! That's so good to hear. Okay. Anybody who would like a tarot reading, just let me know which tarot deck is requested. I do not know if I'm going to do the first week of March. I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm probably going to do that, this Friday, honestly. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Um, but I'm not doing it tonight. Tonight, I was just doing the monthly. I had to keep it short. So, I'm jumping right into the free tarots, and then I'm logging off for the night. Oh, that's my shoes. Yeah. I'll never respect his authority again. Jack Skellington, you got it. Kiddo, still good? Alrighty.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, I think I only have, like, one person putting in a request. So we good. And that's one of the reasons I went on Substack. I'm like, either nobody will show up or only a couple will show up, and that could drastically reduce my requests for the evening because I really can only afford to do 1 or 2 tonight. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure because sometimes it'll show for watching even if somebody logs out because it shows, like, the total count, not the current count. I think that's technically number of views. Alright. Well, I'm very glad to hear you had some good news. Maybe that spell jar finally kicked in and started working for you. Okay, let's see. I did recently shake them up and move them around lately, so that should be for everybody noticing some changes. Ooh, starting off with the 7 of Candles. This is your past card. The 7 of Candles is the 7 of Wands. This is where you are feeling like you have to defend yourself, but you have everybody in your corner backing you up. Yay! Your present is the Hermit reversed. I feel like you've recently gotten this card. I'm going to request a new one because I want to get a fresh reading. And even if you didn't request this card, I know I got it recently. There are so many cards in this deck. Let's get a fresh one, please. So for your present, that actually is really funny. The Ace of Potions reversed. So the Ace of Potions upright. This would be the beginning of March. So you have reversed for your present right now. You did have the Hermit one. Look at that. My memory sometimes does work. Oh, your future. I love that it's a pretty butterfly too. That's one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. Ooh, the King of Presents for your future. That is a very, very good sign that you are going into a wealth of good fortune where you're going to feel supported in every sense of the word. You'll be able to give. And your advice card. I actually haven't gotten the King of Presents in a really long time. That's a good sign. Your advice card is the Eight of Candles. This one comes up a lot for you too. Let's get a different one. The Sun with the Tower underneath. That feels significant. I'm going to read both. You're getting a free a pyramid spread. Whoa, 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 whoa. Too many at once, too many at once, too many at once. All of a sudden, this is why I'm an intuitive witch. I follow no rules. Okay. So still past, present, future, still advice. This one is going to be kind of an additional message. That's commitment. Ooh. It feels like there's a specific message brewing. Oh, there it is. King of Candles. Wow, another king. That is a that is a good sign. Okay. The Knight of Presents at the top of the deck. The Emperor at the bottom of the deck. You have two representations of Santa. You have the King of Presents, which is Jack in the Santa suit, and then you have Santa as the Emperor. This is a super positive spread. So these are kind of themes that are on the outside of your spread. This is different than my usual pyramid spread, right? Because I started it off with the past, present, future, and advice. This is kind of an additional message card for you, and these are kinds of outside forces. These might even be messengers or guardians or spirit guides, whatever you want to call them. These are the outside forces that are kind of protecting you on the outside in the spiritual. So you have the Seven of Candles. So starting with your past, the Seven of Candles shows you might soon be entering into competition. If someone is trying to get between you and your goals, hold your ground. This isn't the time to acquiesce or let your guard down. Know what you want and work hard to get it. This is saying that you did. You stood your ground and you fought for what you wanted, and with great success. The Ace of Potions. This is your present. Reversed, you're experiencing some sort of emotional turbulence. If you've been repressing your feelings and ideas, know that now isn't the time to bottle things up. Sharing your thoughts will lead to relief and positive connections. On the other hand, if you've been letting your feelings run away with you, it's time to rein them in, center yourself, and regain control. Your future is the King of Presents. The King of Presents is the ultimate provider. Through hard work and smart delegation, he meets his goals and he loves sharing the wealth with others. This card is a call to spread cheer. The future is really, really bright. It's giving you the opportunity not just to improve, but to share the wealth, literally. This is what's interesting. Your advice card was layered. You had the sun on top, but underneath it was the tower reversed. I'm going to start with the tower reversed. Jack plots his Christmas takeover high up in his tower, but his scheme doesn't go according to plan, creating chaos in both the human world and the holiday worlds. The tower represents unexpected destruction, confusion, and major upheaval that illuminates the truth. Sometimes the tower reversed indicates you're going through a very personal, cataclysmic transformation. Soul searching and honesty will see you through the fog. Other times, the tower reversed indicates resistance to the change brought on by the catastrophe. Don't fear the unknown. Embrace the inevitable for a smoother transition into brighter days. I think this is pointing to the fact that that really good news that you shared, that you mentioned you got, is related to this life-changing, cataclysmic transformation. The thing that just totally uprooted it all is what's going to bring you the joy that you've been seeking with the sun. When cloudy skies pass, the sun comes out, shining warmth and happiness on everyone's lives. The excitement, renewed energy, and joy Jack experiences when he discovers Christmastown perfectly embody the energy of the sun. If you've been sad or troubled lately, the sun is a sign you're about to feel a very positive shift in your life. Use this rejuvenating energy to reconnect with good friends and enjoy yourself. There is so much enthusiasm in this tarot card. It signifies a powerful time for inspired brainstorming. This could also point to the fact that spring is coming soon. We are literally in the middle of a changing of seasons. And if you're like a lot of us, you might experience seasonal depression. We're all about to feel a lot better. Walk outside when it's sunny. Also, yes. King of Candles is your additional message here. I'm going to call this your overall message. The King of Candles is a capable, celebrated leader who focuses on the big picture. Like the Pumpkin King himself, he's a visionary with a knack for bringing people together and inspiring them to work toward a common goal. This is you. I think this is suggesting that the fire, that spark that you have, especially when you're creating, is coming back. That you're about to experience a revisit of that creative energy, more of a creative outlet, more bursts of energy that are going to allow you to focus on those things that bring you that joy, that make you happy, that flex that creative muscle that you have. Then we have the Knight of Presence. This is some outside force energy. The Knight of Presence is a hardworking, steadfast person focused on being as productive as he can possibly be. He finds success in his endeavors by sticking to a solid routine. This card advises you to work diligently, to focus on the details. So perhaps a message from your spirit guide, whoever that might be, whoever this feels like it's coming from, you're probably right. Whether that's a grandparent, a friend, somebody, whoever is whispering this in your ear. They're telling you that it is time to buckle down, to do what you do best, and to work on that plan. You're doing a great job. You're heading in the right direction. You've got a perfect plan. All that's left is to actually act it out. The Emperor is on the other side of that. The Emperor, like Sandy Claus, uses calm, commanding practicality to take control and save the day. The Emperor is a level-headed ruler and a paternal figure who creates order, stability, and routine. Muster your confidence, square your shoulders, and get ready to step into a powerful role. Rather than trying to completely reinvent the wheel, rely on structure, order, and practicality to be the best leader you can be. All of these outside messages are telling you that you have the structure, you have the order, you have the diligence, you have the determination, you have the creativity. You have everything you need to bring back that spark of joy. And you can feel it deep in your soul. It's that spark that never goes out. The one that we often return to when we feel that everything else around us has dimmed. And it brings us back to life. It feels like you're about to be brought back to life because you go from, also a fun note, the King of Presents back to the Pumpkin King when Jack recognizes his true self, right? I just thought that was interesting. Okay. that was the end of that. I do have to log off for the night because I have shit to do. Thank you for joining me tonight. I will try to go live again either tomorrow or Friday to pull cards for next week and some more tarot readings. I will put it in my schedule. I'll try to jump back and forth between TikTok and Substack. I like to do my monthly and my weekly type stuff here on Substack. And then I like to do sometimes the personal ones on TikTok only because of the amount of people that usually log in. All right. Of course. Thank you all. See you later. Later, witches. Good night.